What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Tony Swedberg, and I'm going to be getting into automotive sales training. But before I do, I'm going to tell you guys something that really bothers me. What really bothers me is, as you can notice here, there's like one person maybe at the pool. Nobody's here. Now, the reason why I show you guys that is just because everybody who's out there working hard and they're at work, if you guys do the right things, you guys are going to be able to spend as many days as you want out by the pool, as many days as you want, traveling or hanging out or doing the stuff you love. But right now, you guys got to grind it out. You got to really work hard. You got to put in, double the hours for maybe 2, 3, 4, even 5 years. You got to stack up your money. You got to get your bills low. And, that's what this channel's about, guys. It's about, doing the right things and moving step by step every day to where you can be financially free. All right, first question comes from, I'm not gonna tell you guys. I'm not gonna expose anybody on my channel because then maybe you guys will stop asking questions. But the first question comes from somebody, and he says, I got a customer in, I greeted him outside, I brought him inside, I tried to sit him down and do a needs analysis because that's what the process I was taught, and he got extremely angry. He said, I just want to go look at cars. I just have a problem controlling customers. After he blew out, my manager yelled at me. I've never seen him so mad. And what I have to say about this is a person who's doing training with me, so he already knows the answer. Guys, it's not your problem it's not his fault that he can't control the customer. You can't control somebody when you first meet them. They're not gonna like you. So the first thing you wanna do when you meet them is, if I even brought them in like that and they said, oh, I don't wanna sit down and do the process, I wanna just go look at cars, I would hop up excited and say, oh, let's go look at cars. I'm sorry about that, and throw the paper to the side. Like, what was I thinking? But I don't even get to that point. As soon as the customer comes in, what brings you in, and I go walk them to the car. So the managers, they do it for a reason. They keep seeing new salespeople land people on the wrong car, the payment's too high, they can't get them approved on this car. So it makes it very easy for the manager to get everything the person wants on a car, get their credit pulled, and then, pick out a car. But that process doesn't work. It works really well for their managers because they're like, oh, I know the car, I know this, but customers won't go through that process. They don't know about that process. They want to keep emotions high. They want it to be a fun process. So what you guys have to do is, you guys got to know the process. When they tell you, how much they want to spend, and they tell you the stuff they want, you got to go walk them to that car, because the manager does that for you. He wants to see the features they want, and then he wants to pick the right car out, because you don't know how to. So when you know how to, you can do that. As soon as you meet them, you point them to the right car, you land them on the right car, you ask the question how much they're trying to spend, make sure the deal makes sense. The whole process of bringing them inside does not work. It's like fishing, you cast out there, you feel the fish nibbling on there a little bit, and they realize, wow, this tastes pretty good, I'm gonna bite into it. And once they bite into it, and you can tell that their emotions, they're involved, everything, that's when you start reeling in. That's when you can start taking control. Don't try to take control up front. It's not gonna work. You have to, let them go and then bring them back once they fall in love with something, the car, emotions are high, then you can start taking control and you can close the deal. And guys, the manager who yelled at you, he's the one who told you to do that process. It makes his life easier, and it makes your life way harder. So people are gonna blow out because they want to look at cars. They don't want to come inside. That's his fault that he would tell you that process. He thought about how much it would help him because he'd know the car, what features, their credit, he'd have all the tools he needs, but he didn't realize how it's gonna affect you and how it's gonna affect the customer. So that was just him being greedy, thinking about himself. That's just not the way you sell a car. So you have to get better at what the manager does. So what he's doing, you have to do. That way you don't have to walk them inside and kill the whole car deal. If you guys are liking me answering comments so far, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button. That helps promote my video, so I'd really appreciate that. But the next one we're gonna go into is, Tony, I have one car out in 3 weeks. How do I get customers in? And the first thing that comes to my mind is remembering all the people, and this is like 70-80% of salespeople. They come into work because they have to. They need a job to pay their bills. They're too broke to do something else. They know the potential of the car business and how much they can make, and that's what keeps them in the business. And that's just the wrong way to approach it. I see people coming in and they just do the same thing, they get the same results. And I asked them, I said, hey, have you watched my video on prospecting? About writing $100 referral cash and going out, taking a card, getting a stamp that says $100 referral cash and just handing it out to people. Hey, are you looking for a car? No. Well, if you know somebody looking for a new or pre-owned car and you send them to me, you can make $300 to $400 a month, because every person you send me, I'll go ahead and send you $100. You just call me, tell me their first and last name, make sure I got your name and your address, and I'll send you a check that day as long as they buy a car. And they're not going to throw away your card. And I got into that in my video, but he didn't watch that video. He just felt like he watched one video and then he asked a bunch of questions. And you guys have to invest in yourself. The knowledge that you pick up from my videos or from other stuff or from reading, you're going to carry that for the rest of your life. And you have to understand that maybe it's not easy, like watching videos and learning and reading and stuff like that. Maybe it's not something you enjoy, but you're going to enjoy for the rest of your life being smarter. Your whole life is going to be a lot easier, you guys. I could be the best salesperson in the world, but if I'm not prospecting, if I'm not trying to get customers in, then it doesn't really matter how good I am. So don't be that salesperson sitting in a car on your phone or sitting at the dealership not doing something. You should be out there prospecting. Go to the mall, tell your manager what you're doing, say, hey, I sold one car in 3 weeks. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna hand out business cards, I'm gonna go talk to people, I'm gonna go take a company car, take your car, whatever. And they're gonna be like, okay, what's the worst that it can happen? He can't sell any less cars. So they're going to let you go do that and explain it to them. And guys, it's kind of like, think about it. It doesn't matter how good of a salesperson you are if you're not having people come in, and you can't keep blaming the dealership and thinking about, that next opportunity or that next dealership or what you should be doing. You guys have to get out there and go get some customers. And, Imagine being at your slow dealership that you're at right now and selling 20 to 30 cars a month. You're going to get treated like a freaking king. They're going to be like, come in when you want, do what you want, and they're going to use you as an example in every sales meeting. You're going to stick out like a sore thumb. So get out there and go get customers. Your job doesn't suck. You guys think your job is so terrible, selling cars is the worst, blah, blah, blah. You talk crap about your company or your dealership or whatever. But really what it is you need to go get customers. Back in the day, as an example, I used to play video games when I was a kid, and it was boring. It sucked. But when they came out with Xbox Live and I was freaking yelling at 16-year-old kids, I was 16 at the time or 18 or whatever, and I was yelling at people from across the world in different areas, and I was talking with other people and teaming up and meeting friends and adding them to my friends list. It was just awesome, you guys, and I had such a good time, and that's because I was interacting with people, I was meeting new people, I was closing people, I was yelling at people, I was giving people knowledge, I was showing people how to be better, what they have to do, and that's how your job has to be. So you got to get out there and prospect. What's the best number that you can do out the door? This is a comment that came from somebody, and I just said comment down below your best objection, and comment down below your best objection, you guys. I want to hear it. What's the best number you can do out the door? And what I would say to that is, as a salesperson, I'd say this to the customer, as a salesperson, I like to know the best number I can do on any car. That way you get the best deal and I get a sale. It makes it way easier, for the both of us. So I have all the cars and all the best numbers I can do saved on my phone. You guys should save these numbers on your phone so you know the best numbers that you can do. So after I explain that, you always want to make every situation good. If someone asks you for their, your best price, you don't want to not give it to them or give them, an answer they don't want to hear or get confrontational. That's the wrong way to approach it. No, give them your best price. That person's going to want to go out there and get the best price. If you don't give it to them, somebody else will, because, you're trying to hold growth. So anybody who thinks this video is weak, yeah, I don't really care. I rather sell a car rather than try to hold gross on somebody. And when I get that opportunity, and I know when I get the opportunity to hold gross on somebody, then I take it. You know, that person without a computer, or that person who comes in, didn't look at the online price. Those people I'm gonna make my money on. Or if I build value in a pre-owned car and make money on that, whatever the case might be, I'm gonna make money on some customers, but there's some that you just have to give them your best price. So after letting them know that my best price is on my phone, I got a picture of all of them, I go into explaining how, you know, a lot of the time customers, they'll want to pay a certain amount and they'll want a certain car because they like it, they've seen it, whatever the case might be, but sometimes they don't match up. So even though it's my best price, it still might not fit you, okay? Now promise me, before I show you this, promise me one thing, because obviously, you know, my managers, they don't really like, you know, doing these kind of deals, but promise me that you'll just keep it between me and you and kind of build that relationship. Like, they don't like these kind of deals, you're reassuring them how good of a deal it is, and you know, obviously they don't like doing these kind of deals, so could you please just keep it between us? Okay, and then after showing them the numbers, ask them, you know, if it's a little bit too much. Oh, it's always too much, you guys. So if it's too much, say, hey, do you still want to go look at the car? And if they say yes, that means that's a close right there. They already looked at the numbers. Now they want to go look at the car. They still want to go look at it because they'll bump themselves. They just bumped themselves and said, yeah, I still want to go look at it. Okay, great. Let's go take a look at the car. Get away from the numbers. Keep emotions high. Now, if they happen to say, no, I don't want to look at the car, that's like way more than what I'm trying to spend. Okay, exactly. You know, sometimes even though it's my best number, and this is the most I can lose on any car. If you went to another dealership and, you know, you were to ask for a quote, I think you'd really appreciate these numbers. And I say that, I don't bash the other dealership, I'm just saying, you know, if you went there, you'd really appreciate these numbers. You know, what I can do for you is I can get those features for you. You said you didn't really need leather, so that would be, you know, this car with the tech package. But if, you know, just leather was important to them, I could say, hey, I could get you the S model, you know, it has the Bluetooth, the backup camera, and I could add leather. It looks exactly the same as the leather that you see in this car. All we do is we make an appointment, you know, probably for this week. You drop off the car, we give you a loaner for the day, and then you come pick it up later that day, maybe the next day, and that's it. You know, we install the leather. We do it all the time. I probably do it once a week, and I really do, so I say that. And that's just a way to, you know, put them on a lower car, still give them what they want, and kind of customize the deal for them so they can still get what they want and they can get the price they want. Thank you guys for watching this video. Enjoy your day. Just be happy, be thankful that you have a job. You know, if you guys were to leave your job today and it's, you know, you'll go out there, it's not easy to just walk in. You got to go through training, hiring process, you know, then you're stressing bills, whatever the case might be. So be happy that you have a consistent income right now, even if it's not a lot. It could be more than other people out there. Just, you know, get better every single day, and that's going to make your life a lot easier. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.